Right now, somewhere in your kitchen, there's probably a fast food bag from this week, maybe even from today. And I'm not here to judge you, because honestly, almost everyone watching this has eaten fast food in the last 7 days. But what I'm about to show you is what's actually happening inside your stomach every single time you eat it, and it's not just a little bloating or feeling heavy. There's a slow, silent process happening in your gut right now that most doctors don't explain clearly, and by the end of this video, you're going to look at that drive-through window completely differently. Here's something most people don't realize. Your stomach is one of the hardest working organs in your entire body. It produces acid strong enough to dissolve metal. It houses trillions of bacteria that control your mood, your immunity, even your skin, and it's constantly trying to protect you from anything harmful you put into it. Fast food challenges that system every single time you eat it. Not because of one meal, but because of what happens when it becomes a pattern. Today, we're going to walk through exactly what fast food does to your stomach, step by step, from the moment you take that first bite to what happens after years of eating this way. And stick around, because near the end, I'll show you simple swaps that can start undoing some of this damage, starting today. Let's start with the basics. Your stomach is designed to digest real food, things like vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, foods your body recognizes and knows how to break down efficiently. Fast food is different. It's usually high in fat, salt, sugar, and artificial additives, all packed into a meal that's eaten in under 10 minutes. When this kind of food hits your stomach, it takes much longer to digest. That heavy, sluggish feeling after a burger and fries isn't just in your head, it's your stomach working overtime, producing extra acid and enzymes to try to break down all that fat and processed material. Over time, this constant overload starts to wear on your digestive system, and that's where the real problems begin. One of the most common signs your stomach is struggling is acid reflux. You know that burning feeling that creeps up your chest after a greasy meal? That's not a coincidence. Fatty and fried foods relax a small muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter, which is basically the gatekeeper between your stomach and your esophagus. When that gatekeeper relaxes too much, stomach acid creeps back up where it doesn't belong, causing that burning sensation we call heartburn. Here's a fact that surprises a lot of people. Studies show that people who eat fast food regularly are significantly more likely to experience frequent heartburn compared to those who eat home-cooked meals. And if this becomes a regular pattern, that constant acid exposure can actually start to irritate and damage the lining of your esophagus over time. Now let's talk about something most people have never even heard of: your gut microbiome. Inside your digestive system, you have trillions of bacteria, both good and bad, and they play a massive role in your overall health. The good bacteria help you digest food, absorb nutrients, and even regulate your immune system. But here's the problem. Fast food is often low in fiber and high in preservatives and emulsifiers, ingredients that research suggests can actually disrupt the balance of bacteria in your gut. When the bad bacteria start outnumbering the good ones, it can lead to digestive issues, weakened immunity, and even affect your mood. Because a huge amount of serotonin, the so-called happy hormone, is actually produced in your gut. So when people say, "You are what you eat," they're not exaggerating. Your gut bacteria are quite literally shaped by your daily food choices. If you've ever finished a fast food meal and felt like your stomach physically expanded, like your pants suddenly got tighter, that's bloating, and it's incredibly common with fast food. Here's why it happens. Fast food meals are often loaded with sodium, sometimes containing more than half of your entire daily recommended intake in just one meal. That excess sodium causes your body to retain water, which leads to that puffy, swollen feeling. On top of that, the combination of fried foods, large portion sizes, and carbonated drinks that often come with fast food meals creates extra gas in your digestive tract. So that uncomfortable, tight feeling after a fast food meal isn't just feeling full, it's your body actively struggling to process everything you just gave it. This next part is something I really want you to pay attention to because it connects to almost every major health issue people deal with as they get older: chronic inflammation. When you eat fast food occasionally, your body can handle the temporary inflammatory response. But when fast food becomes a regular part of your diet, that inflammation doesn't go away. It becomes constant, low-grade, and it spreads throughout your body. Research has linked diets high in processed and fried foods to increased markers of inflammation in the blood, and chronic inflammation has been connected to a long list of health concerns, including digestive disorders, joint pain, and even heart issues. The scary part is that this kind of inflammation doesn't always come with obvious symptoms right away. It builds quietly in the background for years. Now let's talk about something a little more serious: ulcers and digestive disorders. Your stomach lining has a protective layer of mucus that shields it from the acid your stomach produces. But when that lining gets weakened, whether from excess acid, inflammation, or certain bacteria, it can lead to painful sores called ulcers. While fast food alone doesn't directly cause ulcers, a diet high in fried, fatty, and spicy fast food can irritate an already weakened stomach lining and make existing digestive issues significantly worse. People who frequently eat fast food often report more symptoms of conditions like gastritis, which is basically inflammation of the stomach lining, and irritable bowel syndrome, where the gut becomes overly sensitive and reactive to certain foods. If you've ever noticed that fast food seems to set off your stomach more than other meals, this is likely why. Here's something that genuinely surprises most people. Fast food isn't just unhealthy in a general sense, it often contains a long list of additives most of us have never even heard of. Things like artificial preservatives that extend shelf life, emulsifiers that keep ingredients from separating, and flavor enhancers designed to make food taste more satisfying than it naturally would, encouraging you to eat more. Some of these ingredients have been studied for their potential effects on gut lining integrity, meaning they may make the protective barrier in your intestines more permeable than it should be. When that barrier becomes too permeable, it's sometimes referred to as leaky gut, and it allows substances into your bloodstream that normally wouldn't get through, triggering immune responses and inflammation. The scariest part? Most of these ingredients are completely legal, completely common, and listed right there on the label in words most people can't even pronounce. So let's put this all together. What actually happens if fast food becomes a daily habit? In the short term, you're looking at frequent bloating, heartburn, fatigue after meals, and digestive discomfort. But over months and years, the picture changes. Chronic inflammation builds. Gut bacteria balance shifts toward less beneficial strains. The stomach lining faces repeated irritation, and many people start developing what feels like a sensitive stomach, where foods that never used to bother them suddenly do. Some studies have even linked regular fast food consumption to increased risk factors for conditions like type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome, both of which are deeply connected to gut health. This isn't about one bad meal, it's about what your body adapts to when this becomes the norm, day after day, year after year. So how do you know if your stomach is already struggling? There are some warning signs that people often brush off as normal. Frequent bloating after meals, especially ones that didn't seem that large. Regular heartburn, more than 2 or 3 times a week. Feeling unusually tired or sluggish after eating. Changes in bowel habits, whether that's constipation, diarrhea, or just inconsistency. And persistent stomach discomfort that seems to come back no matter what you eat. If any of these sound familiar, your stomach might be sending you signals that it's time for a change. And the good news is, it's not too late to start listening. Here's the truth. Your stomach has been working incredibly hard for you, your entire life, often without you even thinking about it, and it's remarkably resilient, but it's not invincible. The good news is that gut health isn't fixed. It responds to what you do today, this week, this month. You don't need a perfect diet, you just need to start paying attention and making small, better choices, more often than not. If this video opened your eyes, even a little, do something for your future self. Hit subscribe, because next time, we're diving into the exact foods that can help repair and strengthen your gut naturally. And if you know someone who lives on fast food, someone you care about, share this with them. It might be the nudge they need. Take care of your gut. It's taking care of you. See you in the next one.